left 3%, left 5%, far left 10%. What the is the okay? I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm swapping jackets. I'm done. We're done. Securing the endorsement of Tulsi Gabbard. That's obviously a huge one. And then putting RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard on his transition team.
Harris is hitting the campaign trail tomorrow for the first time since the Democratic National Convention. With just 70 days till Election Day, Harris is taking her message on a bus tour across Georgia, while former President Trump is campaigning across the Midwest. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang joins me now for more on that. Selena, the Trump campaign has confirmed to ABC News that Trump's former rival, Robert Kennedy Jr., and former Democratic lawmaker Tulsi Gabbard are joining his presidential transition team. What can you tell us about their roles, and how did this come about? What's the strategy here?
Yeah, Diane, well, I mean, it's unclear exactly what role they would play in the transition team, but in confirming this information to us, a senior Trump campaign advisor said this comes as they're trying to expand their support across partisan lines. Now, RFK Jr. and Gabbard are both former progressive Democrats who more recently left the party. RFK Jr. said in a recent interview, in a new interview with Tucker Carlson, that he's looking forward to joining this presidential transition team and that he's going to play a role in picking people who would serve in this next Trump administration. It's only days ago that RFK Jr. suspended his independent bid for president. He formally endorsed Trump. This is despite a very acrimonious history between RFK Jr. and Trump. RFK Jr.'s campaign was also in part fueled by conspiracy theories around vaccine and COVID. Now, Tulsi Gabbard, she only yesterday formally endorsed Donald Trump, but she has already been playing a role in his debate preparation, sources tell us. Now, Tulsi Gabbard does not have huge name recognition, and RFK Jr. was only polling in the mid-single digits.
Wow, I can't believe Tulsi Gabbard, who is most prominently featured as a Fox News substitute host for Tucker Carlson, would do this. I can't believe she would do this. I cannot believe Tulsi Gabbard, who, once again, and I'm going to repeat this, is a substitute host for Tucker Carlson on the Tucker Carlson time slot when Tucker Carlson used to be on Fox News, would endorse Donald Trump. Wow. I am shocked. Okay. Shocked, I tell you. I am so confusing. How could this have happened? Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. It's awesome. Respect. Respect to everybody involved. You know, respect to the Trump camp. They're doing the dang thing. They're doing it big out here. Okay. Putting numbers on the board. The Tulsi Gabbard constituency is so big, so huge. You don't even understand it, okay?
But Trump is hoping that they could make the difference in these battleground states that could come down to just a few thousand votes.
Meanwhile, Selena, Vice President Harris is getting some new endorsements.
I remember you screaming at Chatters at 2020, simping for her against Bernie. Not even Yang Gang had a bigger fallout. Yeah. My dad loves Tulsi, but is super pro-Ukraine. Yeah, I'm sorry to say this to you, Paul Timothy. Like, I genuinely hate to bring this up to you, but like, your dad is horny, okay? It's a very weird thing to probably realize about your own father, but your dad's horny. That's it. Like, there's not really much else going on there, okay? Like, I doubt your dad is like some weird Hindu nationalist. I doubt your dad is, you know, Islamophobic in the way that like Tulsi Gabbard is, because there's plenty of other Islamophobic politicians that he could be simping for. I think your dad's just horny. He listens to the Joe Rogan podcast and he gets horned up, sobbing. That's it. Tulsi Gabbard has nothing else going on.
Endorsements from aides to former Republican presidential nominees. How significant is that?
Yeah, so this is coming from more than 200 Republican staffers who worked for prominent Republicans, including former President George W. Bush and Senators McCain and Romney. They are saying in this letter that they're calling on independents and conservatives who came out for President Biden in 2020 to do the same for Kamala Harris in 2024. They say that Donald Trump poses a threat to America's national security, to democracy at home and abroad. They acknowledge in this.
I know you don't care, but it is the only people like Jimmy Dore who recently said that Donald Trump is by far to the left of Harris who are fans of Tulsi. Dude, what planet are these people living on? I don't understand. Okay. I don't even talk about these people because they're completely irrelevant, dude. I'm sorry. Like, you have nothing decipherable about your worldview. Okay. Like, yeah, Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party are right wing. Okay. Yes, they are. They're center right on a lot of issues. They are objectively right wing on immigration, right? For sure. But like to say that Donald Trump is more progressive is so insane. Like, what are we talking about? My anger and resentment for the Democratic Party stems from the fact that they literally try to move to the right all the time and get close in proximity to the Republican Party. The Republican Party has never done anything remotely progressive. You are out of your mind. They're waving mass deportation flags at the RNC. What the f are you talking about? Oh, Donald Trump is far right, 37%, right, 16%, leans right, 10%, centrist, 8%, leans left, 3%, left, 5%, far left, 10%. What the is the, okay, I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm swapping jackets. I'm done. We're done. You've never answered a survey in a weird way to mess with the data? No. What the? I don't know how you could ever arrive at this conclusion. Like, I don't know how, like, what do they mean? What Nazi is so far right that they think he's far left? Like, is that what they mean? Is that what they're saying? Like he's a Nazi and the Nazis were socialist or something? Is that what they're saying? I don't know. MAGA communists? No. MAGA communists are not showing up at 10% on any poll. Get them out of here. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. I don't know, man. I've given up. How is he not far left? Donald Trump. How is he not far left? Can you point to one far left? What do you think far left is? And can you point to one far left policy that Donald Trump has? Can you point to one far left policy that Donald Trump has had ever in his life? Like what? This has got to be bait, right? We're just having fun in the chat at this point. People want me to go crazy. Communist tendencies. Oh my God, I don't know if he's baiting. What do you mean by communist tendencies? Please explain. Please explain. What is a communist tendency of Donald Trump? What do you think communist tendencies are? Please, frantically Googling. Okay, but like, he's not going to be able to come up with an answer that makes sense because that's how far he is from the reality. Why does this person's vote matter more than mine? The Democratic Party needs these guys, okay? They don't need you, you dummy. You simpleton. You shut the fuck up and vote for the Democratic Party. This guy, on the other hand, the Democratic Party has to get this guy on board, okay? Here's how we can win. That's what they say. I wonder what the Venn diagram between people who think Hitler was a socialist and Republicans against Trump is like. Here's how Bernie can still win. No, he's still in here. He ain't got nothing. He's just chirping still. The bot's broken. He's just like repeating. No, he's just repeating things that he thinks are like good owns or something. That's not even what I'm saying. Okay, we're done. I gave up on the bot. Okay. Actual email Trump campaign sent this AM. This could be my final message. Oh no, they're him. Oh no. Oh no. They're taking him out back and putting one in his dome. It's over. Like a horse that got injured too hard. Okay. He's off to the glue factory with you, JD. Guys, if you don't respond to this email right now, they're gunning me. They're putting me down.
Letter that there are policy differences between them and the Harris team, but they say that the alternative would be, quote, untenable.
Now, both Harris and Trump are hitting the campaign trail this week. What are you watching for there?
So Harris is going to be gearing up for a bus tour through battleground Georgia with her running mate, Governor Tim Walz. She would have been off the trail for several days before this. She's been pretty quiet since the Democratic National Convention wrapped up last week. We've been told by sources that she's intensely focused on debate preparation. That first face-off with Trump just 2 weeks away now, and this is going to be high stakes. There's a lot riding on this, as Harris hasn't yet had a lot of unscripted, off-the-cuff moments. Donald Trump, for his part, he's focused on the Midwest states. They're focusing on delivering a message about the economy. They're likely to continue to hammer the Biden and Harris administration for high inflation over the last few years, although inflation has been cooling. And later today, J.D. Vance is going to be delivering a message on the economy in Michigan, and he'll be doing it behind bulletproof glass. That's part of new safety measures that were installed after Trump's assassination attempt. It's going to be at an outdoor venue in Michigan.
All right, Senior White House.
Kamala Harris is far left 37%, 15% say left, leans left 12%, leans right 2%, right Far right 8%, centrist 13%. I mean, this makes more sense. You have to remember, like, the people's understanding of politics is like silly, right? Like, I think Kamala Harris is, you know, somewhere in the center, probably center right. And that is because, like, she has a bunch of policies that are, like, objectively more progressive than other Democrats or Democrats prior. But overall, I mean, she's literally a cop. She called herself the top cop. Like, all of that stuff is crazy. Like, she's genuinely running on being a cop. Like, these are all things that should mark her down as, like, a center-right figurehead. But, of course, Americans are so brain broken. They're like, she's far left. Some of those people, I think, say she's far left because she's a black woman, probably. You know, the 37% far left is more insane than the 8% far right. Yeah. I think we need to consider who has the mandate of heaven. Still leftist guys. She's just far right on the border, on foreign policy, on Israel, on NATO. She's definitely not a Bush-style neocon. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. She's secretly a socialist. She's secretly Comrade Kamala. Republican Minnesota Senate candidate Royce White says suburban women voters are suckers. Nice. Good stuff. Vance calls me weird, but then he lies about how his kids were conceived. Who does that? Bro, they did infertility treatments. What are you talking about? Why are you talking about his semen, dude? God, these guys they're throwing so hard.
House correspondent Selena Wang, thank you.
Kamala
Harris called out for sexist, misogynist campaign. What? Oh my God, they're throwing darts at the board, baby. I love the Republicans. The Republican messaging is just like darts on the board. See what sticks. Okay, who knows? Something might. Joshua something 17. Thank you for the 5 community gifted subs. Can you explain the difference between conservative and neoconservative? It's just not. It's a distinction without a difference for the most part. Neocons are just like even more pro-war than regular cons are. It's just a wave under the Bush admin, a wave that blew the up, that was like constantly, like John Bolton would be a neocon, like consistently trying to interfere in like other countries' affairs, like past like the average conservative would. The neocon shtick during the 90s was that they were conservatives, but not. Aren't they also like anti-education and liberal arts and stuff? No. What? That's every Republican, dude. Neolibs and neocons seem like the same people in a different color shirt. No, neoliberalism is a right-wing ideology that is like that's a little bit more tangible. Neoliberalism is government interference or free market trade. Free market principles above all else. Let free enterprise thrive, and also you can actually interfere in the market as long as it benefits corporations. That's neoliberalism. It is privatization of everything, and then also shifting the scales at times in at the behest of free enterprise. It has nothing to do with like you can do authoritarian governance if you want. Pinochet is a great example of this. Obviously, you can have whatever kind of administration that you have, as long as corporate interests are protected. The idea that like the idea that free enterprise will be able to bring about the best possible outcomes, no matter what. Yeah, neoliberalism. The government exists to make the world safe for corporations. Yes, that's the most reductive, but the best way to explain it. And plenty of liberals are neoliberal as well, and plenty of conservatives, almost all conservatives are neoliberal as well. Liberalism equals free market is good for the market. Neoliberalism, free enterprise can solve every problem in society. Yes. And that the difference I would say between like liberalism and neoliberalism is that, a lot of people lie about their actual ambitions and aspirations, but neoliberals do not have an issue with like market interference from the government, as long as it is creating results that are more beneficial for corporations. Like subsidies and whatnot are looked at as a positive, whereas liberals might have an issue, like liberal in the political theory understanding, not in the American understanding. Liberalism is supposed to be like liberal attitudes are supposed to look at corporate subsidies and say, well, this is not real free market capitalism. We don't like it. Whereas neoliberalism is always going to put their hand on the scale. What would someone like Trudeau fall under? Virtually every single Western politician falls under the banner of neoliberalism. In the post-Thatcher Reagan era, most Western politicians, regardless of whatever party loyalty that they have, regardless of what party that they're under, are always going to be neoliberal. Neoliberalism thinks problems can be solved by making sure people have access to markets, is not concerned about inequality in those markets. Yes. Neoliberalism is the forcible expansion of private markets through destroying welfare programs and forced deregulation. It's private markets, free market or not, above all else. Yeah.